my name's Sean Hamilton, Sales Director at Merlin Laser. In this video we're going to show you how you can use a Bluetooth enabled disto along with a tablet to capture survey data on site. So first of all we're going to turn on the disto. You do this by pressing the red button at the top of the keypad. And when the screen comes on here, what we should see is a Bluetooth icon appear in the top left hand corner of the screen. Obviously if this doesn't come on, just turn this on in the settings menu. Once we've done this, we need to pair the device with the tablet. So we simply click on the disto transfer icon. This software comes with all distos, and it'll propagate a little connection box which will show that we're connected. What we can do now is actually take a measurement with the disto. We can see that the connection is actually working. We've got a number that's been propagated in the top left hand corner. So we can close this down now, and then we're just going to open up the survey sheet that we have set up previously. So we see we've got some different columns here. We've got at the top some details you can put in for your customer name, address, telephone number. We've also then set columns up to measure the width of a window, height of a window, the diagonal of the window, and the second diagonal of the window. This allows us to check how square the window is. And then we set up two check boxes. The first one will show us the difference between diagonal 1 and 2, which we've set to be 10 millimeters. We don't want these diagonals to be out by more than that. And the second check box will actually calculate the diagonal based on the width and the height measurement. And then it will check that that also is within 10 millimeters of the two measured diagonals, diagonal 1 and diagonal 2. So we get a very clear picture whether the measurements are actually good or whether we need to go back and inspect them again. So we're going to go ahead and measure our first window here. So obviously the tablet's nice and portable, so you don't have to have that in your hands all the time. And we simply place the disto against one side of the window. And if you point the laser at the far side, at the point you want to measure to, press the button, and that will take the measurement and record it to the window 1 width column. It automatically toggles along to the height column. So we're now just going to place the disto on the bottom of the window, take a measurement to the top. Once we're happy with that, press the red button. That will again take the measurement and send that automatically into the height column. So we've got a width and a height now. And we're now ready to take the diagonal. So simply pull the bracket out at the back of the tool. This allows you to get right into the corner to measure diagonals. Aim the laser at the far corner. Once you're happy with that, press the measurement button. And again, this measurement's sent straight into the diagonal 1 box. Once that's done, we're now ready to measure the second diagonal. So again, with the bracket pulled out, we simply place the tool into the corner. Aim the laser at the far diagonal. Once we're happy with that, take the measurement, and that will propagate the measurement into diagonal 2. And we can see now we've got two green boxes. Check 1 shows us that diagonal 1 and diagonal 2 are only 3 millimeters apart, well within our tolerance. And check 2 box, the calculated measurement is within the allowed 10 mil tolerance as well. So we'll now go on to continue our survey. We're going to measure the width of window 2. Again, the measurement's automatically sent into the first column there. Again, the height can now be taken. Again, you can see this starts to become a fairly automated process. You just keep on going. You don't even have to look at the screen on the tablet to see what you're doing. You're just measuring width, height, diagonal 1, diagonal 2. And on this window, you can measure the second diagonal again. And there we go, we've got another green checkbox. So this time diagonal 1 and 2 are within 4 mil, which is well within the 10 mil tolerance. And the calculated diagonal 1.349 is again within the 10 mil tolerance we've allowed. So we're just going to measure one more window in this example. Again, we measure the width of the window. Again, automatically dropped into width for window 3. And the height of the window, again, dropped into the height. Diagonal 1. Again, we have these two check boxes, so obviously something needs to be done for this measurement, which is obviously to take the final diagonal. And again, once we've taken this, if everything goes green, we know that The measurements are happy, the window's square, and we don't need to take any further measurements to find out what's going on. So we've got one final window here we're going to take a look at. In this case, we're actually going to take an incorrect measurement. This will sort of replicate what would happen if the window wasn't square, or if you'd actually taken a measurement and hit the wrong point. Just gives you a double check to make sure that basically your measurements are correct and you can be pretty confident in them. So we've taken a width and a height here. We're now going to measure the first diagonal, which we're going to do correctly. We're going to measure this into the corner. And now we're going to measure the second diagonal. This time actually we're not going to quite hit it into the corner. We're going to put it down onto one of the sides. This would replicate what would happen if you pressed the button in error and took a wrong measurement, or in fact the window wasn't actually square. And as we can see, that gives us two red boxes which we need to investigate a little further. So we can see here that check 1 shows a 31mm difference between diagonal 1 and diagonal 2. That's obviously outside of the 10mm we've set up in this checkbox. So we know that at this stage there's something wrong with the measurement, or certainly the window's not square. And if we look at checkbox 2, the 1.349, that's the calculated diagonal based on width and height. Again, we set this to be within 10mm of both diagonals, and we can see in the case of diagonal 1 it's only a millimetre out, and in the case of diagonal 2 it's actually about 3 centimetres out. So we know there's a problem there, maybe with the measurement, but obviously we can go on to inspect that a little bit further. So we hope you found this video of interest, and if you would like some further information, please don't hesitate to give us a call on 01892 654141, or please feel free to visit our website at www.merlinlaser.com.